Considering you're gonna have a Shadow Demon who'll be able to kind of do some saves. He's not necessarily.
It looks pretty damn good for shutting them down. You get the Lifestealer, who's obviously gonna be very happy, but also Ollie on his Pugna. He delivered really well on it. So we'll see. We'll see how the lanes play out, because like we saw last game, lanes are ever so important.
It's an uphill battle for sure for the side of Quest, but they'll go for a little bit of a later smoke on the side of Talon. I want to go put down some of this vision. Already have dropped that one ward as they'll just pass each other by.
Yeah, going in for the deep ward and double mid ward. We see quite a few teams do this actually, where they drop wards on either side of the mid river here, and it can be pretty nice because you fight a lot for the water runes, the early power runes. So just having some info here can be useful.
I feel what's also going to be nice is that Ollie's going to be able to make these rotations as his Q, because they have more survivable just cores that they can take that moment to step away from.
Yeah, we see TI12 preparing his landscape a little bit here, removing some trees.
Just a little landscaping, you know, as a Medusa does.
Yeah, gotta have your hatchet ready.
Jab's already scouting out here, just gonna force back, not even gonna bother to spam anything just yet, as be a little bit of a disruption in the position. Throwing into the arrow. Ollie will tank it with his face, but they've already gone and grabbed themselves this bounty. Let's get a little bit further here. It's still gonna be the first blood though, going over to Omar.
Nice combination, perfect distance on Omar. He was ready with that arrow. You can tell that they had that SD combination very well prepared, and even though they didn't get the bounty rune, it's completely fine. They get the first blood.
And nothing really got lost there. Ollie's already back in lane. He's ready to fight. And again, like looking at this lane, 23 should be feeling fairly confident hitting away here over at Toby. And we've seen, you know, Marana and the Pugna before. He's just able to harass a little bit better.
Yeah, generally Pugna does a really good job fighting against the Marana, so it should be easy for him. Oh, the arrow, not gonna connect onto the lifesteal there, getting the creep instead.
Yeah, they meant to do that. I wish they'd change that, because, you know, you can go and arrow like the big creeps and whatnot, and she just like makes like disappointed or spoiled that shot or whatever, you know. She meant to do it. It's on purpose.
Definitely.
23 has to be careful though. He is dancing a little close to the edge right now.
Yeah, losing a lot of HP. All lanes pretty aggressively trading here. Every time Storm goes up for those remnants, he puts himself a little bit in danger of the Scatter Blasts, Fire Snap Cookie combo, so we'll see Noob go for very aggressive harassment onto him here.
He's already got his bottle coming in though, so he'll be able to trade even more aggressively.
Huzzah!
Yeah, same for the Snapfire, it's being delivered now, so a little bit late, but still gonna get it in time for the Water Runes.
Yes, right now, really holding steady here in this mid lane. Pretty even.
Yeah, big thing I would say so far, looking at the lanes, is just Tidehunter struggling a little bit bottom against this Pugna plus Lifestealer, getting harassed quite a bit, but does a good job securing the creeps near his tower.
So what's the lane that absolutely needs to succeed? Like, is that going to be the Snapfire lane in mid to put the pressure down?
I think from Quest perspective, yeah, you need Noob to have a good game here, because you're going to play him around him quite a lot. At the same time, if you're Talon, you cannot afford Tidehunter somehow starting to bully the Lifestealer. It shouldn't happen, but this bottom lane has to work for him.
Nice try.
See Ollie continuing to just harass Omar a bit. I'm curious to see what's going to happen if we're going to see rotation over to this mid lane, because I feel like if things keep going fairly evenly, Mikoto, when he gets that 6, is going to be very, very scary for Noob to have to deal with, right? Because he doesn't have a great way of disengaging with these fights.
Yeah, it's both ways though on mids. If the Snapfire gets level 6 before Storm gets level 6, then the ulti will easily kill Storm if he doesn't have the jump
That's
yet.
True.
So every single deny matters so much. Getting ahead and getting level 6 first is super vital here for the mid laners.
I assume they get it around the same time though, like looking at the CS. So that's Snapfire a little bit ahead right now thanks to that Scatter Blast, but
yeah, I think Snap has an edge in the lane. She definitely is the more favorable matchup, so he should be able to do even more when he hits level 5 as well. It's also extremely hard to deny the range creep against the Snapfire. She just nukes, and
Right.
getting the range creep for Storm, then he puts himself in danger. Like I said, has to go too close.
See Omar snapping up the bounty rune, making his way over to the bottom area for the water, perhaps to help secure it.
Yeah, also at the
leave
same time
23
going for a little bit of a stack.
Vision on the sentry. They're prepared to fight for this. Dude, nice cookie hop arrow coming in hot. This is looking real good. Oh no, mikoto, he's fine though. Gonna try to put out a little bit more damage to drag back over onto Noob. Noob, he gets the kill before he goes down. That's gotta feel real good if
Yeah, that
you
was-
are Noob.
Very important kill there for Noob, because like I said, getting level 6 first is all that matters, and Storm now didn't get any experience for that kill since he went down first.
A little bit of the level advantage now. Moving over for the Snapfire.
Yeah, Pugna has to run away from mid, I think, and just leave solo experience to Storm. He wants to help control the runes, but he should not be leeching any of the experience here.
Mm-hmm.
Go it go.
I haven't talked about top lane too much, but so far, you know, it's a pretty uninteresting lane, I guess, in some regards. It's a Medusa, doesn't really have the biggest kill threat, but she's doing pretty fine in farming, and there's some nice pulls here as well.
Jack is
Trying to
getting-
creeps.
Oh, they have a rotation over to the mid lane. Ollie's here. They have the Decrepify Q, the toss back underneath the tower. Tries to get that Scatter Blast over onto Ollie, but that's a dead Noob. So a little bit of retribution here.
Oh, that was a great rotation by Tiny coming in. He realized his top lane, he's not really needed anymore. The Bristleback does just fine on his own. He doesn't really change too much. So making a move towards mid, this is offsetting that level advantage.
He's so close to getting that Vanguard too on the Bristleback. And once he gets that, it's going to be very difficult to out-harass him in this lane. He's got the Vanguard, just delivered now. He's going to continue to throw out this goo, snot, everything. Starts pushing away over onto Kaori. Has too many stacks though, so will go down swinging, and Kaori will be happy to get himself a kill.
That is a big kill to get. It's not the most active kill lane, so being able to bring down the Bristleback here is pretty huge. And just getting to the 5 stack, now even going over and picking up the Healing Lotus. Medusa would be very happy to have that available as well in any
Got some
fight.
nice stacks here from Mikoto too. He's got a double damage bottled, so he'll be able to get even more experience. Because Snapfire is actually not level 6 just yet.
Yeah, that kill by Tiny coming
Yeah.
in mid, it took away a lot of her experience. So now Storm gonna be able to make a choice here if he wants to go towards any lane and get a kill, or if he wants to call in, he wants to kill mid instead.
I mean, the mid lane is very, very important for the side of Quest. This is, you know, their tempo creator, so could see him stick around, try to make sure that they can't take the tower, try to make sure that Snapfire doesn't get any free farm for sure.
Looking at bottom lane, the Lifestealer is definitely enjoying himself, but at the same time, Tidon not being too bothered. Toby definitely knows how to play the lane in a good way. He's slowly building towards his soul ring as well.
Should be able to find themselves a quick pick off here on Kaori. Tries to go for that neutral 9, not going to be able to quite manage it.
So it's still going to be 1-for-1 over on the Wisdom runes, no steal.
You see that the Pugna Ollie's made his rotation towards the top lane, knowing that this Medusa's low, knowing that the Shadow Demon's not here, could put a little bit more pressure. See that Q's just leeching some of that experience in the mid lane.
Yeah, I like that they're giving some time here for the Tiny to enjoy mid, where Storm farms so fast jungle anyway. He doesn't really need to have the mid lane.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a giant stack too. Oh, Jab sees him. Sees that TP coming in.
Yeah, he's just gonna play it safe. He doesn't want to get too far out of position. He knows he's playing alone right now, and just gonna scout a little bit. While Q is off getting levels on mid, he has to be careful not to get too out of position because of the threat of the disruption into arrow.
It's a little spooky just because this Lifestealer doesn't have any vision on his side down here, but you can see the aggression in the top lane, making plays over here onto Jeff. He's gonna try and teleport out. Does barely manage it, but in comes the storm. He smells blood in the water. He found himself, Kaori. Gonna get the toss up over onto this Medusa. Does not have that stone elongates. Drag back. Not a lot of mana though left over on Mikoto. Couple clicks. Omar joining into the fight. Cookie hop over Mikoto. Nice arrow. He's gonna end up paying for this if he's not careful. In fact, he indeed dies to this Medusa.
That was very nice. They're keeping him alive. The Lotus as well coming in, play, getting some extra mana there for the Medusa. So it stays alive. And Storm looked like it could have been really big. If he gets the kill on Medusa, it's all worth it. But with an Arcane Rune, that was not really the biggest impact. It's the SD kill, of course, was nice, but losing his own life is very costly.
Oh yeah, they would have much preferred to get the Medusa. Although, it is giving Ollie the chance to finish off the mid tower, so still getting an objective, which is pretty nice. But definitely don't want to have a bunch of deaths on your Storm.
Yeah, for sure. But they're gonna group up together again. Ollie and Mikoto here, looking for Kaori if he steps down a little bit, or if he steps out.
There he is. Life drain, the pole. It's just a little bit more damage. They don't quite have it. Does he go for it? Does he go for the dive? Oh yeah, of course he does. He doesn't finish him though. He needed one more hit. In comes Noob. So Mikoto won't be respectful. Back off a little bit. Doesn't know who else might be. If the Mirana could be lurking in the shadows.
These magic sticks are paying off against the Storm. Kaori holding it there until the very end and mind games him. He could have gotten the kill if he committed, but he thought he had the kill already. Now we have Talon going in for a steal instead. Yeah, they take away a triple stack from the big camp. Quite a bit of gold for them.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Noob, gotta keep himself safe. TP out immediately.
It's been a pretty quiet lane down here for Toby in 23.
Yeah, the lane is just not moving. It's pretty much static. Yeah, quite a bit of farming. They're both 63 CS as well, so it's dead even. But Lifesteer is going for that armlet next, and his intentions, we can see he's queuing up the Radiance.
Oh, they found themselves Omar. Toss up needs to just get a little bit more damage.
We slip into
Mikoto starts making his way over. They have the Moonlight Shadow. They've got Dust on Q. We'll drop a sentry as they go through.
Man, Mikoto just not really finding the kills though in these rotations. He needs to get topped off now by the mana boots of Ollie.
This does put them in the situation where they can put pressure on the tower with the Cardi though, and they have a Pugna.
That should be a pretty fast tower, as I don't see any way they want to defend this. Interestingly, they didn't skill Ravage yet, by the way, on Toby. He's level 8 without Ravage. He did put all his skill points, so he just wants to sit here in bottom lane and accelerate his farm right now.
I guess he just figures that, you know, knows where he's needed. It's going to be in the bottom lane, and goes steal the Cardi. A little bit of GTA going on.
Oh, catapult lasted.
What?
Easy. What a player.
Getting closer and closer to this Aghanims now on the bristleback. Just needs 2 more components of it, and he really has just been allowed to do mostly whatever he wants up here in this lane. Did of course end up dying earlier on with that one rotation with the ultimate from the Snapfire, but doesn't seem too bothered.
Nice little place there by Lifesteer, scouting out a bit before he backs out using the Cardi.
Over here now.
They know that this Deuce is over here.
Tower has fallen.
Yeah, she's a pretty hard dive though. If you're committing on the tower against Medusa, the TP in from the Shadow Demon could be pretty scary.
That's nice. A haste picked up for Mikoto.
He's gone basically every single power rune. I think he's getting a lot of rune control, but hasn't really turned into too many kills yet.
Do you think we see, now that we have the armlet online for 23, do you think we'll see him hitch a ride at all? Or do you think you're just going to continue to just make the space for him to farm? Because he has been allowed to just hit creeps. Same thing though with the Deuce, and I feel like the Deuce is a lot scarier because of the fact she has that split shot.
I would really like to see them, you know, with next Infest timing, try and make a play. For now, though, it's on cooldown, so we'll take a little while before then. But yeah, the Infest bombs would really help them get some of these kills that have been so close, right? Too many times quests have gone away with just a little bit of HP running away, and the help of Lifesteer could definitely be useful for Storm here.
She's also very close to getting this Blink Dagger too, so that might be the other timing that they're kind of waiting for.
Yep. Also, looking over at Medusa here, he already has the Diffusal Blade and the Yasha, so going towards the Mantis Style next, accelerating his farm quite a lot.
I trust everyone.
That was kind of
against the Bristleback. The biggest.
This is in no man's land. Ooh. Well, he's in for a world of hurt now.
Easy stuns. Even the arrow as well. He was double stunned. That TP out is not gonna work.
Nope.
He still does have a pretty good amount of farm on the Bristleback, but dying again there, it's gonna be a nice pick-off for Noob. Bristleback needs 800 more gold for his Aghanims, and now on his death, they're going in and invading, going for the Wisdom Rune, still going for their own as well with the Shadow Demon.
Was that just a little too greasy? Greedy coming out from this Bristleback? Just because he was so close to finishing that last bit. Like, there was no one else up there.
Yeah, he was super far out, but you know, it was one of those moments where they saw his team with a ward, so his team was showing somewhere else on the map, and because of that, they could just commit on Bristle. Because we've seen how it backfires sometimes, going on Bristle first. If the enemy are around, you can get punished really hard. But they knew that he was faking, he was alone.
I'd like to see them take the stack now, because Ollie's been very, very diligent on this. But it does look like Jabs will be doing that.
Yeah, just farming up towards that full Aghanim Scepter. Only needs 100 more gold now.
Ollie topping him off. Little gas station.
Nice quick heal.
Oh, this is big. The blink. The blink's on Tiny now.
Again, got the Tumbler's Toy as well in this game. So Tumbler's Toy plus blink, very good catch range.
I do have the Infest available on this Lifestealer. I'd like to see him maybe join in some of these fights.
Yeah, for now it looks like he's happy just working towards his relic, just sitting down here, making sure bottom lane is not being taken over. But yeah, definitely would be a quick, you know, join in for a gank and then get something done. The issue is they need wards spotting a target. You don't want to just blindly infest and then run around for a while. You want it to be a quick deal.
Remember when support Lifestealer was a thing when they first changed?
God.
You just send your hero and walk away. Smoke's up though. They have the Aghanim Scepter on Jabs. They're looking for a hunt. But, they see Toby. That's not necessarily who they want, but they're gonna dive in. They need to use those sentries. Need to use those dusts. Do pop it. They've got the sentry. They can see multiples over here. Q in position. The avalanche. The toss. A cookie forward over onto Toby. I don't know. I don't know if you still want to keep doing this. They're still under that Moonlight Shadow. It's just about to wear off, though. Do you re-engage?
That's quite a bit of hippity-hopping there, but ultimately Quest 5-man is really strong. Like we said earlier in the draft, Talon, they want to split them up. They don't want a 5-man fight.
They're going to force out that invis. They have the dust, though. They've got the vision, the toss back. Hero lands over onto Q. They don't really seem to mind. Nice banishment, though. But not going to hit the target that they want is the follow carry. Nice ravage here from Toby. They'll turn their attention down to this bottom portion as Q is forced back. They've used the Stone Gaze, but they're not going to be able to escape so easily. They're still chasing after them. They still have heroes that have plenty of health. The Infest bomb jumps out. Arrow lands over onto Jabs, but they take out Toby. They take out the Medusa. And it's only the Mirana who's left alive.
It's the save a buddy syndrome right there from Quest. They lose the Snapfire and they're like, oh, maybe we can help him running over. But then the Storm chases so well, and Bristleback as well. He's a fantastic hero for running people down. So that was could have been a clean pick-off just on the Snapfire, and that wouldn't have been too bad for Quest, but they tried to help him and just got caught trying to stretch a little bit too thin.
Yeah, you can see here Mikoto with that drag forces out the Invis Room, but they have dust, right? Because they have a Mirana on the enemy team, and it looks like he was trying to go for that that save, ends up hitting the Storm instead. It's a good ravage, but it's too late at this point.
Yeah, if you don't have your Snapfire there, you're missing a lot of damage as well. You kind of need the Mortimer's Kisses to lay in with the ravage, have them happen at the same time. And yeah, even losing the Medusa there at the back of it was very, very costly for them. The first death in this game.
It's a lot of information given from that one ward over here. As Q finds himself Noob, the toss back over onto Jabs, and this is not looking good for him. Does end up getting stunned, but you've got Ollie, you've got a Decrupt, you've got yourself a gas station as they're chasing up to Toby. They know that he does not have that Ravage available, so he's just going to get run down. Now Omar, he can't leap away from Mikoto. 3 dead on the side of Quest, just like that.
Dude, Bristleback, when he's winning, looks absolutely absurd. When you're ahead, the amount of damage this hero dishes out with Aghanims is so crazy. Look at that 3.3k in the matter of seconds as well. Noob just got bursted from full to nothing.
It is pretty ridiculous. And he is probably due for a nerf.
Yeah, we'll
Well, it won't
see.
be till after TI, most likely.
I mean, I'm just happy that the Aghanims is not the old Aghanims, because the old one was just him running around snotting on everyone, and you couldn't really play the game. I'd rather have my opponent deal a ton of damage than everyone just running around unable to play.
We're still in a global pandemic. It's a little bit too much on the nose, you know? We play video games to escape having people cough and sneeze all over us.
That's true. But Lifestealer now with a big power spike finishes off with full Radiance. So has the Armlet and the Radiance up. Mischance gonna be very useful here against the Medusa as well.
I have to say, they feel very, very strong at this time. I would love to see Talon taking advantage of that. They do have the Infest up, so they could potentially make something happen. They are working on the BKB for Mikoto, just so he's locked down even less and he's able to zip around and do crazy things. It's going to be a Midas for Q, too. He's queued that up.
That's what he did last time when his Tiny
Yeah.
goes Blink first and then back for Midas. This guy, he doesn't want to feel stressed in the game. He wants to feel like we can take this game late game. Even against the Medusa here, I think they are very happy to play without any sense of urgency. And sure, they're ahead, but looking at the way they're approaching the game, they're playing very calm, just farming, trying to get their advantage, while also making some moves here and there, looking for kills. But it's not stressed to Dota.
Definitely doesn't feel that way, whereas it feels like Quest are just trying to find the breathing room to be able to get things done.
Yeah, we see Bristle starting up on the Tormentor, and Shadow Demon just says, goodbye, I'm not sticking around, TP's out. And there it is, the Aghanims. Aghanims plus the Shard, 7 stacks. Very easy.
Gross.
Yeah, so that's going to be Shard for Pugna. Not a massive change in how the game plays, but it's a nice Shard to get, nevertheless.
It's a little bit more cast range. It's good for him just because the way that Ollie plays, right? His positioning is so important that he's able to stay alive, top off his team. And this way now, it just makes him a little bit more effective being able to drop that Nether Ward from a further distance. And we will see Mikoto. They're smoked up.
Here comes a little bit of a move. They hop into Tiny with the Lifestealer.
They see? They immediately Moonlight Shadow.
Are scanning.
Yeah, they saw movement going towards bottom, so let's see if they back
Mikoto.
all the way out.
Mikoto does have a fresh BKB too. Just patiently.
Good for Quest, possibly, if they...
There he is. It depends. That Moonlight Shadow, it's gone. Lifestealer pop-out bomb. Good disruption. Waiting for a little bit here. They're in kind of an awkward situation because, again, they have a Tidehunter. They do have Ravage. But Jabs, he's so strong right now. Just throws his back at them.
Yeah, very
Just walk
nice
away.
reaction.
They're all stacked up right on top of each other, but they're not going to go for it.
Talon very wisely decided to not overcommit there. They saw a disruption and immediately just said, guys, we don't need to take a 5-man fight. And I really admire the way that they've been playing the game, because they're not giving those clean team fights to Quest. They have the advantage. They have the Ravage. They have the Medusa ulti. Really great team fight spells. And Talon, they can just keep playing the map in this annoying, sort of split push way with pick-off potential. And they're not losing their discipline there.
Tower has fallen.
In fact, they've got most of their towers still up at this point. They did lose the bottom one, but oh gosh, they're gonna go right into Roche too. I like this. I like when you see, these teams, okay, we finished an objective, what's our next move? What do we do? And this is exactly it.
Visibility.
Very quickly gonna take down the Roche. The Bristleback doing tons of work for this as well with the Shard and the Aghanims combination. So are they gonna give this over to Lifestealer, or is it Bristleback taking it, I wonder?
Lifestealer. The Lifestealer. Jabs is pretty survivable at this point.
Yeah, he's getting to that point. Didn't get Vampire Fangs this game, unluckily, but building towards a Lotus. Get some way to return some of the spells here. Mikoto just kind of walking around, end up pushing out mids. He has his BKB, so he can feel pretty confident. They don't have any BKB piercing disable, so as long as he doesn't get caught out of nowhere, he should be able to push out lanes pretty far.
big items coming up here. Toby's working on Pipe of Insight.
Scotty on
middle
Medusa
tower
very
Scotty's
is
gonna
soon.
be
under
soon.
Yeah, he's cleaning up this Ancients, and then he could buy it right now. Gonna go over and get it.
As they're looking to get the Agnum Scepter on the Shadow Demon. Q's actually in a good position. It's right next to Omar. Have to be careful. Okay, now that he showed himself, I think Omar wants to just back off. Mikoto is here, though.
He drops a
They don't
word.
see
He's
him.
like,
Dire's
I gotta
top
be
tower
careful.
is under attack.
They're telling him to go split push the next wave.
Dire's structures
They have glyph for
are
this creep wave,
fortified.
and then the next creep wave, maybe he can cut it.
Raise
But he
no
was
hand in
spotted by
anger
ward just
until
barely there.
cards.
Now look at that Moonlight Shadow. They're just like, yeah, no.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go for the creep wave, so creep
Well,
wave
too
is gonna
sneaky.
come.
Dire's top tower is
Oh, he's
under
committing.
attack.
No, he's gonna go for it. All right.
Radiant structures
They're not
are
really in the
fortified.
position. Oh, they fortify their own creeps, though. They say, yeah, nice
Radiant's
try.
bottom tower is under attack.
Omar
It's a
is trying to drag them away.
little bit awkward
Not
for
for a Lotus.
the travels.
Oh,
Gonna get
he's
canceled.
tried. Cute. A little bit off the mark here. So on a little bit of a wild goose chase.
He has no more leap charges, so this is the end of the road for him, I think.
And they'll get a nice wisdom rune here for Ollie, too. So a worthwhile chance to just go back, grab that, and immediately smoke up.
I like that
Love
move.
this.
Yeah,
I love this.
going immediately when you have one player dead, and not only that, when he respawns, he's down to one single leap charge, so it's gonna be
I like
pretty
that they're
rough for him.
showing 23 here because he's got the Aegis, and they're like, oh, well, you know, they were just over. Perhaps that, you know, we can make a move, but there's going to be the Lifestealer bomb inside the Tiny.
Is under attack.
Yeah, looking for anyone who's hanging around top.
Dire
Shadow Demon
are
is
scattered.
close to a full Aghanim Scepter, by the way.
Radiant are scattered.
He's
Yeah.
500 gold away.
Radiant
Well, it's going to be a little bit further because Mikoto will be able to find him with that smoke popping.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He finally goes down.
Daryl lands on Mikoto, though.
Just
We'll pause
use
Ollie
them.
to just protect. Because they just use those illusions to take down the... Oh, they get the denial on the Nether Ward.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Meanwhile,
attack.
we have Toby just casually pushing out bottom,
Dire's
Medusa
top tower
looking for
is
wherever
under
she can
attack.
farm, but ultimately, this high ground push, you gotta address it a little bit here. The Aegis on Lifestealer, he's just forcing someone to come back home.
Forces multiples to come home. You see Noob
Radiant's
and...
middle tower has fallen.
And TI12, they've moved back towards the top.
Damage.
Going for
And
mid tower now, they're angling for a setup. They have a nice deep ward as well. 23 is playing on it.
They don't have jabs. Jabs is bottom, just pushing out the waves. But I guess they also don't have the Tide Hunter just yet either, which is a big part of their team fight.
Yeah, Tide's kind of just sitting around bottom, farming a little bit, but meanwhile, the
have the boots, though.
inevitable push is coming in mid. Now with a DD and a regen rune, Storm is super strong.
Jabs has joined back in. We'll go for the jump onto Toby in the bottom lane. It's time. Try to get
Holding
some
it
of this.
disabled.
Doesn't have the dust, but he's got to go and switch it out for a second. It's okay, Q's here. That's a Tide Hunter that's not going to be available for this mid push.
Radiant
And
are
even after
scattered.
using all his mana there, pops the regen, he's going to be able to join mid very quickly as well. Yeah, 2000. I don't know, this Medusa, I'm still concerned, man. They picked this Medusa, and I'm just feeling like, even though she's supposed to be a strong late game hero,
Dire's middle
I feel like she can get hard countered here by some Halberd coming out eventually, and the Bristle, Lifestealer, and Storm are all scaling really well here.
Yeah.
Dire's
They
middle
already have
tower
one
has
Halberd on
fallen.
the Lifestealer, so if they add a second one on Bristleback, then Medusa won't be able to auto attack at all.
They have the halberd, yeah. Like, it's over on the Lifestealer. Looks like they're being very methodical on the side of Talon. So they've already taken out the two outer towers. They're going to make their way to the bottom, get rid of this last one here. Aegis is going to get reclaimed during this, but again, I don't feel like they're too upset about it, considering they're very much in the driver's seat.
Yeah,
They smoked up on the side of Quest.
slowly and methodically taking control of the game. Quest trying to make a defense here, predicting that the push is coming bottom, but look at Talon. They already know about the smoke. Look at their positioning. Just
This
sitting behind
positioning is
towers.
fantastic.
Sitting behind trees, I mean. Yeah.
We'll show their Lifestealer.
Yeah,
They just...
they know that you can't get bursted. Lifestealer is way too difficult to bring down firsts. And now we see them going towards mid, might even poke a little bit here as the smoke is about to time out. And all of Quest in a bit of an awkward position here.
Oh, they even have a gem too, so they're taking down all of their vision.
Yeah, cleaning up vision and pushing top. Gonna again throw a question mark towards this tier 3 tower and say, hey guys, you gotta come back home. Gotta defend your base. Yeah, this is a forcing move, just making sure that they're not, because they know that they smoked out, they just don't know the exact position. So by pushing a tower, they prompt them to come back and defend.
Yeah, they can do these slow sieges too with Ollie, where there's just no committal, which feels very, very bad if you're Quest.
Dire
Using the Glitter Cake to ensure that they can get another nice big hit off.
Magna Blast does a ridiculous amount of damage nowadays as well to a tier 3 tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now backing out again. Now Quest are the ones who are again stuck in their base and the map is being played by Talon. So sure, you're out on the map with like SD down on bottom, but an SD farming, that's not really the most relevant thing. I don't think that anyone on Talon cares about him scaling.
He's got the Agnum Scepter, which is nice, but he's not a high priority for them, especially because he is so squishy.
He dies to any of the cores and pretty much dies to the Tiny as well soon as he is closing in on his next item. We'll see what he wants to go back for here, perhaps to Shadow Blade.
They have no vision. Like, this sucks for Quest right now because they're like trying to get some sort of a pick off, trying to force them to respond on their own terms. And Q's hiding in the tree line. Smoke will pop.
Oh, they know he's there. Blink.
Just blink down onto the back. All right, perhaps they find this. This would be great for them. Arrow connects. So they do get something for their troubles, but they can't really take anything for objectives off of this.
998 gold there is quite a bit for killing off a support alone. So they get something. They're thinking about going through the portal, but nobody's down there right now. 23 farming in a very good spot on the enemy ancients, getting some high priority farm, taking it away from Medusa as well.
I'm gonna go bottom with the Moonlight Shadow and the smoke, but like you said, nobody's home. Everybody's kind of congregated towards this middle area.
This is the third smoke in a matter of 3 minutes here, so they're burning through all their smoke charges. I don't think that they have any after this. Yeah, oh, they have one more on Mirana. But that's the final smoke. The next one is going to come off cooldown in 3 minutes time.
Radiant's top tower.
Meanwhile, 23 is just hanging out in the mid lane, not a care in the world. We'll teleport, join the rest of the team. They are smoked up.
Smoking out, they know that Roshan could be up already, so they have to make a play for bottom. It's a late spawn, but they don't know that.
They're up on the high ground for the side of Quest. They do have the Ravage available.
Dire's middle
Here's our
tower
Lifestealer
is
bomb.
under
He's got
attack.
infest. It's just gonna show into the lane. Oh, smoke breaks. They know. They know they're on the high ground here.
Yeah,
Mikoto.
Crystal, cautious about going in there.
Trying to figure out what's the best angle. How am I not going to get immediately ravaged? If they jump onto Toby, they've already jumped over onto the Mirana. Kodo onto the bad flags, realizing that Kori is a threat. Ravage coming in, Ollie trying to keep Q alive for longer. Jabs now, he's struggling to fight through this. He will end up dying. They've already lost Noob, but this is not feeling super comfortable right now for the side of Talon.
Yeah, it was a good fight, good positioning by Quest, using the high ground in a really good way. Even though they try and go on the back line there, Talon didn't really have a way to fight into the Ravage, and they didn't even need to use the Stone Gaze. That's the bigger thing.
Oh, yeah.
So they still have one of their team fight spells ready, which means they feel confident going for Roche now.
This Roche isn't the fastest Roche.
No, it's really
They could potentially try to interrupt this now that they know that Ravage is down. They still have the Stone Gaze, right? No Moonlight Shadow for another 9 seconds. A click over onto Lifestealer.
Looking for the back line here always. There's an Arcane Rune. Mikoto wants it, so he says, guys, just chill. They're not taking Roche. Let me get this Arcane Rune. It's absolutely broken on Storm, so...
Yeah, they definitely have the better positioning, right? Because they've got a place to TP to down by the Roche pit.
It's more so that once the Bristle comes in again, then Ravage is still on cooldown, so Tide is kind of useless, and the Roche has to be forfeit here by Quest. I don't think that they can hold on to it.
I'm guessing that they're just going to walk into the pit now themselves, if I had to guess, yeah?
Yeah, this is such a methodical and slow game, but Talon are playing it really excellently. And Quest, they're a bit limited. That's the downside with their draft. When you're playing the Tide and Medusa sort of death ball strat, is that you can only really take the big 5v5 fights. Their pick-off Dota is pretty terrible, which makes Storm and Lifestealer very happy.
All right, Aegis getting placed over onto 23. And the rest of the team's going to take the portal, see if they can grab anyone.
Yeah, for now, a cheese over on Bristleback as well. That might make its way over to Storm's inventory later on. Who knows? As Bristol already has the Bloodstone as well, so probably doesn't need it.
It's true. BKB on the mind of Bristleback for his next item. See where this Dusa is. So she's got the Scotty, she's got the Monkey King Bar, Crystallis, and she's working towards that Daedalus and a Disperser.
I mean, I see a lot of Demon Edge items, but it's not the Demon Edge item that I want to see here, you know? I think they might need the Rapier sooner or later here just to have some big impact. I like Disperser, though. I think almost better than Daedalus would be to go Disperser and then try and build towards the Rapier. Because Disperser gives you the movement speed as well.
Looks like Dabs is going to go take care of the Tormentor.
Yeah, gonna be same story as last time. Just get some goo on it and work up the quills.
Look at that, it's so ridiculous. Oh my god.
Honestly, looks like he can do it even faster and easier than TA, so quite impressive.
Yeah. Kodo's still holding onto that Arcane. We need to be careful though, because of the way that Quest is playing, they're very grouped up.
Yeah, this is very awkward for Quest. They have all their tools ready, but into the Aegis, into the cheese, it's risky for them to take a team fight.
What do they need to do? They need to find like some sort of just pick off here on the side of Talon. Is that the best way to approach, because they do have such a strong team fight?
Yeah, I think Talon, they just need to wait for someone to go out of position here. They don't want to give the big team fights over to Quest. Whereas Quest, ideally, they would find a pick-off.
Look at Dabs. He's like, someone's here.
Yeah.
Found Kari. Kari's just like, nope, I'm teleporting out. Don't want to be here. See you later.
And quick and easy gets himself to safety. I like the way Corey has been playing, though. He very often is out on the field, you know, not too worried and sitting back in base. He's always out there, but it's just an SD. Ideally, you would want this to be like a Tide or Medusa finding farm somewhere and not stuck in base, but at least his move gives them some information, and when they see Heroes bottom, they go out and farm the Ancients.
BKB completed now for 23. He's gonna have to make some room though here. He's got quite a few things in his inventory at this time.
Yeah, he hasn't sold off his trash yet. He still has the Magic Wand and the Bracer, holding on to those.
He's very attached to them, you know? It's like a security blanket. He's had them for his entire life.
Yeah, it's very comfy to have them there, but until you want to pick up some neutral items.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh god, with the BKB in inventory, he actually will have an issue at minute 37 if he drops a neutral item.
Yeah.
Gotta quickly send home his regular one.
I mean, it's not the most efficient, but worst case, well, yeah, you just have it at home, right?
Yeah, you can still pick it. It's not a problem.
They're
At least not
very
when
spread out.
Oh, they're gonna knock high ground here with the Aegis. Just pretty low committal. Just send in Lifestealer, a few auto attacks, and they can run away again.
I mean, the Cardis are taking care of this tower.
This game is very methodical. It makes for a snooze fest, though, Talon. Go fight them. Just rush in.
I know, right? Like, you're so strong. I love the fact that, you know, you want to be sure about it, but at the same time...
This is TI.
You can't be
this
too
is
shy.
Elimination series, right? So this is
Link is going to get broken. See that halberd getting used on Dusa. We'll force her to use the Mountain, force the Moonlight Shadow, and also the Shadow Demon. Let's see here. Alright, now Cookie, again, Ollie, great positioning. Sits very far back, even has that Glimmer Cape. Be able to heal 23 right back up again. They're trying to make a wrap play here as Mikoto.
Getting the Storm would be big.
This is big, but can they grab him in time? They'll see him over here on the mid lane. Zips away. Oh, look at that. Nope, not going to be successful. Now they're in kind of an awkward position. Very spread out.
Lifestealer feeling confident, still has the Aegis, but his team is a little bit far away, and I think I can almost hear them say, you know, why give them a 5-man fight? Why give them exactly what they want here on the side of Quest?
They've got to sight the bites, too. Go down with the Lotus.
Yeah, this is just Talon's game to lose essentially at this point. With 13,000 gold lead, they can keep playing like they have been doing so far. They don't need to stress out. And Quest, that was another, you know, attempt with the smoke move there going out, but they haven't really connected anything. Maybe with the hex that they have, both mid laners have hex, by the way. It's like maybe with the hex that they have on the Snapfire, they could find something. But overall, their pick off Dota has just not been strong enough.
Yeah, Aegis is going to expire on 23, but again, in no rush. They've definitely pinned them into the base. It's starting to feel a little dire for the side of the dire.
Yeah, they have a very limited amount of real estate here that they can watch over. Maybe they're ancient sometimes. Sometimes there's Lifestealer coming in and collecting that gold instead, though. And meanwhile, Q doing the same thing that we saw him do earlier on his Tinies, transitioning to become a core. He's got that Mindbreaker as well. Shadowblade, like I mentioned before, with the Midas, he's scaling. BKB is his next dream item.
Daedalus, Monkey King Bar. Making his way over, probably gonna consider thinking about picking up that Demon Edge. Definitely wants to have the buyback though, so perhaps not just yet.
I think you almost buy out here just because of how far behind you are. You might need to just be as strong as you can be. Sometimes holding buyback is correct, but I would almost advocate that he just tries to power spike really hard because the game is slipping. It's slipping out of their control. And if Medusa dies, it's quite likely his entire team died as well, because at that point, you know, he doesn't get bursted first.
Right. Let's still have the cheese over on Bristleback. It's looking to go and get that Assault Cuirass as the next item.
Yeah, he's getting pretty massive. Didn't choose to go for a halberd in this game, so just going for regular scaling. I mean, the AC is still very, very good here, getting both some safety for your own team and also getting more damage onto the enemy.
I mean, they had the halberd on the Lifestealer, right? So they did have someone at least picking that up. Perhaps that's why he opted to go what he did.
Yeah, having one is nice. It's usually that effect, though, where if you have two of them, the Medusa is completely out of the fight. It's a very big change in uptime during the fight.
Storm Force, double damage!
Now with the DD rune, they smoke in, looking for someone with the hex
Got
here.
the infest too. Dropping all the wards, look at that.
Barracks are under attack. Shadows. Take us.
Again, still holding on to that DD. Got more than half left. No one's showing though. The Moonlit Shadow, they dropped the wards. They know that they're over there.
Yeah, they're spotted.
Kings
Quest have been
of
seen.
Billion Spades. Got their own sentry down.
Oh, this is tough for
They're
Quest
feeling
to go
shy.
into.
They're feeling really shy right now. Look at this Tide Hunter. He's trying to dance around the edge.
Again,
For
I
another
think
smoke.
we're just seeing Talon be patient again. They feel no real need to give this easy fight. They actually just kind of TP out.
Really?
Silence again. Keep building their items. This smoke has to work for Quest. They need something this time. Too many of their smokes have fizzled out into nothing.
Yeah. They definitely are hitting a desperation point, feels.
Actually, this time the smoke, was it just the ninja gears? The double ninja gear? They used two of them, so I think
It
that
might
wasn't
have been?
a real... Yeah, I don't think that was
I thought I
actual
saw
smoke.
multiples, like maybe some of the smokes didn't break on a couple of them, because it looked like there were 4 people smoke back.
Radiant
Now they use
There's the smoke.
Yeah, this one is an actual one.
Okay, all right. I like this positioning over on the high ground. Something's up. Nobody's showing.
Yeah,
The
holding
smoke.
the wraparound coming in here by Quest, trying to get a nice angle from behind.
Radiant's middle
Lifestealer
tower is under
sitting on the
attack.
high ground, though.
I don't think this is going to go well for them, considering that they're on the high ground. Smoke will break. They know that there's someone up there. Toss the ward, breaking the Lincolns.
Yeah, now they know there's a ward on high ground as well because of that Mystic Snake.
And they're going to back off. Mikoto angling to go around the side. Ollie's very spread out here.
They're really respecting the 5-man Talon. I thought they could fight there with the high ground, but now they do not want to give a clean fight.
Lifestealer bomb in Mikoto. There's a courier
Dire's
on their
bottom
way.
tower is under attack.
Perhaps trying to get some of that vision, an advantageous jump.
This is a weird spot to be in. They can't sit here forever as well. If we wait long enough, then top lane is eventually gonna start pushing in on the racks even. Now going up above. This is such a dance. They're trying to find the angles. Again.
See? Tiny. There's a jump for the BKB onto the back lines, though. Even though they have that Ravage, they'll find Omar. They want to try to finish him off quickly, but now we've got this Medusa fighting in the middle of everything. And these BKBs, they help, but they're not quite doing enough with this Medusa just hitting the way that they're doing here. Noob's still trying to fight the Mikoto. He doesn't have any mana left. They'll end up here with that storm going down as the chase line after Omar. But look at the damage from Jabs. Look at Toby. They just thrive in these situations when they can just hit all of those disgusting quills, visceral nasal goo, all of that stuff. My goodness.
That dancing, and finally they get the positioning that they want to take the fight. It was a little bit awkward at first. Storm did a great job zipping in onto the backline, always looking for that Shadow Demon, knows that he's the priority target to go on. And Quest, while they stood strong for a little bit of duration there during the Medusa ulti, as soon as the Medusa ulti is gone, Lifesteal just goes in and shreds her apart.
Yeah, the problem with just, you know, the longer that you take these fights, the longer that Jabs is able to go and just put out all of these quills and the goo, and then he just immediately, you know, is able to teleport right towards the base. So Medusa will buy that. That's expensive, very costly, but they need to because they are already taking out a whole lane of racks. They're going for the other half, and now 23 should be able to finish off this one tower. So they just lost so much real estate off of that one fight.
They're going away as well. They're leaving the Tormentor, going straight towards the Roche. Want to take it before the respawns come in here off the Snapfire. So just want to make sure that they get themselves the Aegis, also get the Aghanims. It's going to move towards top, so it's going to be a Refresher, I guess, instead here. Not the
I love
Aghanim
when we
Scepter.
get these TI like updates and stuff, and you just see error on your screen.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen some errors too. The Naga Siren before, did some nice errors when she was ulting.
Had one where there was just like crackly lightning on the upper right of my screen the entire time. That was interesting.
Now over here.
All right.
Cute.
This is a
Now, get
Aegis.
his hands on this Roche, easily kill it.
Yeah, Aegis cheese and refresher shard. So that feels pretty gosh darn good.
I mean, it's a big refresher to take on Storm, I guess, here as well. With the double BKB Aghanims in hand as well, he can do some serious work with this. Wonder how they put... Did they end up giving the refresher right now? Is it on Lifestealer? Yeah, Lifestealer has
Yeah.
it.
I got the Lifestealer bomb in Mikoto. I was just gonna probably send Jabs to front line again. And just open up this top part. There it is. There's our rapier. We wanted a rapier. We've got one. I feel like it might be a little late at this point, but...
And he sold off the Diffusal to get it. He knows that he needs it.
Look at you. He's got the Silver Edge. He's getting in position. He's got the Lotus. Finds Toby. The toss up into the air. The arrow doesn't matter because they have the BKB. And over here now they'll go. They'll slow down this Medusa. They see that she's got the rapier. 23 and Jabs just gonna back off. They're gonna be patient. Still holding on to the cheese. They still have themselves outside the vice.
They control her for long enough there as well, with just a simple halberd onto her, and she can't do anything. They also need a Lincolns to put onto the Medusa here from someone else. She can't buy one, but they need her attacking in the fight. The only way they win a fight is by Medusa continuously just getting her auto attack going.
Regeneration. I'm over here.
They do have, you know, Medusa number 2 in the making, I guess. The Daedalus is queued up for Snapfire. He's waiting for level 25 towns, and then he has the big damage coming out as well. 100% attack damage.
Over here.
Little Shredder.
The Wizards are firmly in the hands of Talon at this point.
Oh yeah, very much so. I mean, there's still hope for Quest. I'm not going to count them out entirely, but it's Talon's game to lose. They need to make some big mistakes here. Otherwise, the game is, you know, it's feeling very comfortable for them. While the Medusa is strong, I think they have 3 cores that are all absolutely massive, and this tiny. Like, I was talking about it before, he's transitioned to a core. It's not really a meme, it's true. He's building towards an Aghanim Scepter now, and he's doing a ton of damage. 500 attack damage per hit. Full Aghanim Scepter. He can just destroy the backline if he gets a nice free volley off.
All right. And making their way across this map. They know that there's a Snapfire here in the bottom lane. I'm sure he's just going to teleport out.
3 building towards a refresher as well. Has a refresher shard still in his inventory. Because he likes it a lot since he's building one as well.
Damage.
Could still go for that Aghanim Scepter for the Medusa control. Now that she has the Divine Rapier, more disarm isn't bad.
Zip.
Noob just being sneaky, split pushing down bottom, trying to do what he can.
I mean, he needs to find farm, right? Like, he needs to continue to grow. Otherwise, they're just absolutely dead in the water.
He needs level 25 very, very badly. He wants to get it. He's trying to sneak around. He shows us his intention, but it's not gonna be. He's not gonna be given that much time. The push is already starting bottom.
Yeah. Notice, or rather, the Lincoln's placed over on 23. He's just going to start chunking away. Wants to force a reaction. We'll get it. We're just slowly losing these buildings, though, thanks to the Pugna and the fact that 23 is just so hard to take down.
Pugna very disciplined, sitting back, going in only with a Glimmer Cape to use his Q.
We talk about Ollie only having 1 death this entire time. I guess a little Pugna, like, that's wild.
Looking for me?
It's impressive. At the same time, there hasn't been that many big fights. Honestly, there hasn't been that many fights at all. It's just positioning all the time.
All right, that's the tower.
Radiant are scanning.
Like, you want to play this slow? We can play this very slow.
I'm over here.
Ollie, again, just far back. Throw out that hairball here. 23's just hitting away. He still has the Aegis for another 54 seconds. He's in a very good position right now.
Just doing all the damage he can here.
You land it, but again, look at Ollie. Look at his positioning.
It's a bait.
Absolutely fine right now. He's gonna hitch a ride with his bristleback.
30 seconds on the Aegis. Could go in one more time to try and commit for the melee racks if you want to. Now the heal off the illusions with the card.
Not gonna get the connection this time. Gonna go a little bit harder to zip in from a turn over onto 3. It's beautiful. They just need to get that damage out here as 23. Oh, all right, there's the Aegis. Coming back up again. BKB's already gonna use some of Photo Jackson's here, though. He's gonna use his own BKB in 23. He's on the hunt. He's looking to see what else that he can get. He's having it right now. They got a lot of damage again, though. Mikoto jumping in with these vortexes. Vortexes look so good, though. Can't do it. Won't have to buy that. Toby sitting so very low, and this Medusa, she's dead. They get the rapier. It's picked up. The GG gets called. It was a valiant effort from Quest, but Talon, it was so patient, and it paid off. Talon.
Yeah, very disciplined, very controlled gameplay here by Talon all game long. Finally, Quest, they try and make a final stand in their base, but they couldn't really handle it as Talon had finally moved all.
あらあら、さようなら。